cents from last week, 11 cents higher than last month. Now that Tom Brady is finished playing football, his memorabilia may be more valuable.
The value of sports trading cards tends to increase after players retire or pass away. One investor may have gotten in ahead of the game Monday night, hours before Tom Brady would announce his retirement Tuesday. A Brady fan from Maine was the winning bidder on a live auction for a rare Tom Brady card from the 2002 Topps Finest X Fractor set, one of only 20 such cards. It brought a price of $118,000 from the Saco River Auction Company. Last year, a pair of Brady rookie cards sold for $2.25 million and $3.1 million, respectively. Jared Max, Fox News.
The Washington football team is no longer without a name, rebranding themselves this morning as the Washington Commanders, a few years after giving up the controversial Redskins name and logo. The Commanders joined the Cleveland Guardians as newly renamed franchises. The baseball team dumped the Indians name last year. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News.
WPTV First Alert Weather on WSTU is brought to you by Code Red Roofers. Code Red Roofers cares and calls you back. Shows up and finishes on time. 287-2829. Code Red Roofers, the roofers who respond. Now here's the First Alert meteorologist.
Your WPTV First Alert forecast calls for this afternoon highs in the mid-70s, partly sunny skies, and a few fast-moving showers possible with those breezy winds picking up throughout the day. Tomorrow, another nice breezy day with highs in the mid to upper 70s. Friday and Saturday, highs in the low 80s, some passing showers possible, but mainly dry conditions with partly sunny skies. Sunday and Monday, a stalled front could trigger a few more showers across the area, highs in the upper 70s. I'm WPTV First Alert meteorologist Katya Hall for WSTU 1450, Martin County's Heritage Station.
You are listening to WSTU, Stewart, Jensen Beach, Hope Sound, Martin County's Heritage Station.
It's time now for the Casey Ingram Show on WSTU. The opinions expressed are those of the program host and guest and not necessarily those of WSTU. WSTU does not endorse products that may be mentioned. Any reproduction or retransmission of this broadcast is strictly prohibited without written consent of WSTU. It's time to call in with your questions and comments at 220-9788, 220-WSTU. And now, here's Casey Ingram.
Well, good morning, Stewart, Treasure Coast. We are back here on another beautiful Wednesday, and we have Jenny Fields in this studio. She is our fantabulous. I'm going to start a new word here. Fantabulous Martin County Property Appraiser. How are you doing today, Jenny?
Awesome. Thank you for having me.
Oh, my
pleasure.
pleasure.
I love visiting you.
Oh, I love having you. It's always fun when Jenny's in the studio and she has all kind of updates, and I always look forward to what she has to share. But before we do, Jenny, I have to thank my sponsors. I really appreciate them. First off, forbearances. Working remotely, internet shopping, retail space, and rental income have been hit hard by COVID. If you're looking to restructure your debt, obtain financing or equity, Commercial Mortgage can help you out. Tim Mullen at Commercial Mortgage has been providing debt restructuring services since 2003. Tim never charges a front fee and all consultations are free. Tim only gets paid if he provides you a debt workout. Looking for a debt solution or financing? Give Tim a call at 772-872-6099. That's 872-6099. Or visit commercialmortgagellc.com to schedule your free consultation. And also, Indiantown Marina. This is one of South Florida's best boating storage facilities. It's located inland on the Okeechobee Waterway, and, they do all kinds of things out there. And one of the things that I always talk about is hurricane storage, and we don't have to worry about that just yet, but it's coming. Season's going to be around the corner, so it's a good time to call them and at least reserve your spot, because I'll tell you what, once a hurricane shows up, they're booked and filled up. So get your reservations in now, and then you're guaranteed a safe place for your boat. And it's also a do-it-yourself and full-service boat yard. You have the best of all worlds. You can have electrical, mechanical, prop and shaft work, bottom painting, complete boat painting. And they even say they do boat sitting. I'm not sure what's involved with that, but if you need somebody to watch your boat, Indiantown Marina is the place. 772-631-3272, 772-631-3272. It's a huge investment, so worth keeping that safe. And also, you know what the best kept secret in Martin County is? It is the Fish House Art Center down in Port Salerno. What a fun place. And Jenny, I know you've been down there. It's a super fun place. You can come by boat, car, stroll on the boardwalk. the boardwalk, if I can talk this morning, and you explore what's the best kept secret has to offer. They have local artists, an Airbnb, art gallery, boat charters, marina, craft and creamery, craft beers, wine, and 24 flavors of ice cream. So there is something there for the whole family. It's a lot of fun. So check them out. Fish House Art Center. You can see them online, thefishhouseartcenter.com, or give them a call, 772-221-5482, and they are located in the Pocket in Port Salerno. All right, Jenny, you have been busy. I tell you what,
Yes.
it's wonderful to see the Property Appraiser's office that you've done so much with the website. The social media aspect has grown so much. You're out
Right.
really reaching people and also giving presentations. I see those posts all the time, too. So.
Absolutely. We were so laser focused this year on customer service and outreach, and it's been absolutely 100 miles per hour, and we have so much still to do, and we're looking forward to it. We really are.
Well, Jenny, it's exciting to see again. And, following along on the Property Appraiser site, it's totally revamped. It's brand
well,
new.
like we had a computer conversion a year ago, and so when we did that, that gave us a lot of freedom to make changes to our own site, which we had never really had before. So, as you know, we have on web chat, and every time we're out in the community, we have a great feedback from everybody. Like, this could be better if you did this, or, how about this? This would make it, easier to understand. And every time we get that, we immediately go back to the office and we implement it. I would say in the last 7 months, we've done more than 24 changes to the site, and
Wow.
just getting everything easier to the homepage, quick links, and we have the freedom to do that. So, and our website is our front door. That's,
It is.
so to make it easier for you, and we're always open for, any kind of changes, and so there's been a lot.
So we're speaking with Jenny Fields. She's the Martin County Property Appraiser. If you have a question for Jenny, I'm watching the Facebook live feed on my Facebook page, The Casey Ingram Show, or call into the studio, 220-WSTU 220-9788, and ask Jenny a question or give her a compliment. She's been doing a lot of work.
I love that too.
It's always good to hear the good, right?
Yeah.
You always hear the bad, but
know.
not always the good, and that's so it's kind of fun to hear. But Jenny, one of the things I've noticed on your website was sales. Property sales. You actually have that marked out. And folks can use this for so many different reasons.
We have, whether you're looking up a property, a specific property, or whether you just want to look up a neighborhood, we have sales layers. It shows the last 3 years of sales. You can pull a report. You can export all of it into an Excel file. What's really exciting is we just implemented some software in our office called Just Appraised, and we partnered with Carolyn Timon, the clerk of the Circuit Court and Comptroller's office. And what it does is it's a dashboard that pulls in the deeds, and once the operator reviews it, you can push a button and it literally updates our system.
Wow.
So it eliminates manual data entry errors, speed time. So it will be, our sales will be on the website a lot faster and more current, and it's amazing. Yeah, so the sales, number one, and there's so many of them. We also, under the data reports, we offer the last 12 months of sales. It's updated weekly.
Okay.
So you have that too, and it gives a lot of information, whether it's got a pool and what kind of taxes, and whether it's got homestead and the living area, what kind of acreage. So those reports that you download have a lot more information than you actually see on the screen. So I encourage anyone to take advantage of them, because they're really, there's a good variety of them.
Super easy to find, just Martin County Property Appraiser, and I'll take you to the website. And there's a lot of things on there. You're just telling me some things I didn't even realize were on there.
And one of the biggest things that we implemented on there too is our printable handouts. We put a lot of effort into creating these one-page flyers, because I don't know if anyone is like me, but I'm a visual learner.
Yes.
I like pictures. Give me flow charts than just words. So we put a lot of effort into topics: save our homes, portability, agriculture, homestead, anything like that. And we'll put those in single page PDFs that's really easy to just pull it up and print it. And we put those right on the web, the homepage. All of our educational videos that we've been putting them out once a month. And I think we're up to 6 now. We're getting ready to launch February's.
Awesome.
But it gives you some insight as to how we operate. And then mainly the first 6 was all about who we are, what we do, what kind of departments, what we oversee, things like that. But then now this year will all be topic based. So we'll have a video on Save Our Homes, portability, limited income seniors. And so it'll be targeted on the topic. And we're just really excited. We have so many plans for 2022. So.
Well, this is fabulous, Jenny. And for those of you that don't know or maybe just moved to the area, Jenny just took the post over. Not this past November, but a year before that. So in 2020. And so you've been on the job for just over a year.
I just finished our first year.
And I have to also say that you've been with the Property Appraiser's office for over 30 years.
Yeah, 33.
33 years.
Yeah.
So she moved up, and she was the natural choice for the voters to select. And certainly it's exciting what you've done in a year. And anybody that's been here, you look at the website, it's changed so much, and what you're offering and how easy it is to access information. So, Jenny, tell us, what was some of the challenges in this past year? And you said there's a lot to look forward to this year, and we'll cover that as well.
Challenges, I think it's just because you have so many plans when you take office. Even though I was already there, you have your own person, and you have your own vision and for the office, and it's wanting to go 100 miles per hour, and you really can't. You have resources that are limited, and you have tax roll deadlines, and you have your and I just need to first do a shout out to every single person in our office. What a team of professionals we have there. Martin County is so lucky to have every one of them in there, because everything I'm talking about would not have been possible without each and every one of them at the office.
How many
so that's
staff
just
do you have? It's
41, 41
it's
total.
a large office.
Yeah, and so anyway, they were all just an amazing team. We accomplished it. It was amazing this year. So it's just been. I would say that was the challenge for me. It's just timing and wanting to get so much out there. And that's why I said, thank goodness it's a 4-year term, because we have so many plans. So, yeah.
So what's on the horizon?
Well, first we have a new software coming in. It's called iLookabout, and we have a physical inspection requirement by the law that we have to physically inspect properties every 5 years.
Oh.
So iLookabout, it compiles all mapping different venues of mapping graphics, and it compares our sketches to what it sees on the aerial. And so you can do a lot more physical inspections desktop-wise than stepping foot on your property.
So you don't physically have to drive out. I was going to say that would be
so
a
that's
full-time job.
And it'll be a lot quicker, to meet that deadline by DOR. So that's really exciting. We have all kinds of plans for reports, individual by taxing district, for each commissioner, so that they have a little snapshot of their district. It's going to be available on the site. We have there's just countless. We have, like I said, so many videos that are going to be coming out. Our outreach program, which is really just trying to get us in front of realtors and homeowners associations. We just finished one. We were at Monday night at Monterey Yacht and Country Club, and they had us there. There were about 40 people there, but everything we talk about, it affects everyone, whether it's somebody. There were many people that have houses up north. They just haven't really decided to move here and get homestead exemption. So it was answering those questions and explaining portability and downsizing and upsizing. So really, we have so much to offer, whether you're a business or a property owner. And so our goal is outreach all the way through 2022,
so
as much as we can.
That means you can contact the Property Appraiser's office.
Yes.
Let them know. We'd like to hear from Jenny, and Jenny will be on the road.
Absolutely. We put a feature on our homepage that says schedule a speaker. So if you just want us to come out, you click that button and tell us the topic you want us to discuss. We'll come to you. We'll have you into the office. That's what it's all about.
I bet that's been very popular. You just talked about this week, but I bet overall that's been very popular.
It is. And we've already far exceeded last year. By the end of last year, we had already spoke to, I think it was almost 2,500 people. And that didn't even include the print and digital publications that we're in that go out every single month in 6 different venues where we're picking a topic and we post about it. And so when you look at all that, and then all the, like you said, the social media that we've launched, 4 different platforms of that, our YouTube channel. It's been a lot in such a short amount of time. And that's why I said it was a challenge, because there's so much we want to do, all of us in the office, and it's a great team.
Jenny, I'm exhausted just listening to this. How do you find the energy to do all this?
I love it. I love talking to people, and if I can answer a question, all of us there at the office, give us a call. We always answer our phones. You never have to make an appointment. We're here for you. This is your office. So the more feedback I get, I want to make this exactly what you're looking for when you look at our office.
So let's how does the property appraiser's office interact with other offices? For example, let's say permitting, when people do improvements, how do you know those improvements are made? Is there a connection, or is that something the owner has to report to you?
Correct. So anytime you pull a permit in Martin County, and again, there's all different building departments, so you have your municipalities, and we're working with them to get those automatic uploads, but the majority of them are county and the unincorporated Martin County. So when they issue a permit and the permit is, enters their system, we get automatic uploads. It comes right into our database. Wow. Every single permit issued comes into our database, and whether it needs a physical inspection or not, sometimes like our aerials just came out in January, right at the end of 2021. So a lot of them, if it's a dock, we can see that on the aerial. Right. We can measure it on the aerial. We can, see what it's made of. We review the plans. So a lot of that information comes right into our office. We run our reports. We have areas, and that's basically how we pick up the new construction.
Technology is absolutely wonderful.
It is amazing.
It's almost
back in the
seamless
days when you were typing every single permit, and you'd have to have a full-time job for that. And now everything is so automated. But you know what? It's mistake-proofing, actually. You don't have that where you might miss something, or when it's all automated like that, it's
do you guys a lot of time. Need to go out in the field at all?
We do. We do. A lot of time, especially with new construction.
Right.
We might be able to pull the plan and sketch it out and, draw it in the system and put it, like a quasi value on it or whatever. But we always do that when the final inspection is issued, we get out there, we do that final measurement check to make sure, because a lot of times things might change from the final plan. So we do the measurement, and that helps us with the quality of the home, how it's built, what kind of materials they used. And, we get out there just to do that final inspection with new construction.
So I'm sure every homeowner wants to know, and maybe business owners as well, but if they have an addition, something that improves the value, is that going to change their taxes by that amount of value, or are they under there's some regulation you can only raise taxes so much?
So you're talking about the Save Our Homes benefit, which if you have homestead exemption, even though your market value may fluctuate with the market, your assessed value is what's capped at 3%, or the consumer price index, whichever comes in lower. Like last year, it was only 1.4.
Right.
This year, it is 3%.
Is it? Okay.
So, but that doesn't include new construction. So, for example, if you've lived there and you've had homestead and your assessed value has been capped, if you add a pool, and let's say it's a $15,000, $20,000 pool, your value is going to go up. Your assessed value will go up to 3%, and then the value of the pool gets added.
Okay.
On top of that.
Okay.
But then the following year, it's the total. It gets capped again.
It's capped again.
Yeah, the cap does not include any new construction.
So those additions do matter.
They do matter. They do matter.
Absolutely.
Yep.
So again, we're speaking with Jenny Field. She's the Martin County Property Appraiser. If you have a question or comment for Jenny, 772-220-WSTU 220-9788. And of course, I'm watching on the Facebook Live feed as well. So Jenny, if this is going to be tough for you, I'm sure, but what are the top two things you're proud of in the last year that you have accomplished?
Our outreach. I mean, like I said, we were laser focused. One of the first things I did was hire a community outreach specialist, and because I knew I wasn't going to be able to do all this on my own, and I needed somebody who understood the marketing. How do you market yourself?
Right.
And even though we're not a private business, we have so much that we need to get out there. We have to educate everybody. Buyers, it is so important to us that we let you know that you need to use the property tax estimator. Don't go by Zillow taxes, because you're looking at the prior owner's exemptions and how long they've owned it, and they've been capped at that 3% for 20 years. And so they're looking at the taxes going, I can afford that. Yeah, so it's just educating everybody. And I knew all along that it was just shocking that most people, and even though you get out there and you do your best, we have buyers coming in all the time that they come from a state that they've never even heard of exemptions. So it's just educating that. The property tax system is complex. It's really complex. So it's finding the best ways to inform our owners and educate them on how it all works and how it calculates. So it's just never going to stop. So I knew that whole year that was going to be the number one. I'm so proud of our whole team. Like I said, we are out there. We're in your face and as much as we can. So that's number one. And the structure of our office, the morale and the team. When we came in, one of the first things I did was we all created the guiding principles. And I asked our team of professionals to help me. What does this mean for them? What does it mean for you to work here, to have somebody come in? How do you want them to be treated? And I took everyone's answers, and we developed our guiding principles that stand for Martin. but we're all invested in that. And so we hope that we always treat people, if someone's walking into our office, you're our grandmother, you're our parents, and we're going to take the time with you, and we're going to, explain everything to you. And so just everything, their performance, all of us, and getting out there, all that, like I said, all of our outreach, our materials, our, notifying homeowners, our letters that go out to the realtors and presentations. I'm just so proud of all of them. I'm proud of, all of us, not just me. It's not a one woman show.
It's the energy of the office, but you're the captain of the ship, and your energy certainly filters down, and you can just tell just by watching how the things have changed within the online presence of the property appraiser. It's really different. But to that end, I actually had just done a presentation recently, and about half the people in the room, I raised a hand. I was doing it on social media stuff, and I'm like, who's on social media? And like only half the people raised their room. Mm-hmm. So how do you reach the people that are not on social media or not computer savvy?
Again, just our publications. We're hoping they pick up a magazine. We're in the newspaper. We're in 6 between digital publications and print publications. We've sent letters to all the homeowners associations. Those are just average citizens. Like I said, I met with 40 people that they had the best questions. Questions that they should be asking. And so we had somebody there. I had our manager of our exemptions department there with me, and she was answering all those specialized questions. So it's reaching them. We wrote letters to all the property management companies, that manage 90 neighborhoods. How do we get in there to talk to your owners? Because at the end of the day, you're right. Not everybody's looking at social media. We are, that was a big part of it. Many are not as much. So I'm always open to any ideas. We're exploring all those avenues, and some of them are producing. Like I said, we got to meet with that. We've already done presentations for some realtors, local realtor companies that we've never spoke to before. So they've reached out, and that whole schedule of speakers. So it's a process, but that's our goal. I want to reach everybody.
And the presentations, obviously, you enjoy doing them, and it's fun.
We do. We can create a PowerPoint. Like I said, you pick the topic. We can cover all topics if you have an hour and a half. We do a whole thing about the website. We could do an hour and a half on our website alone.
You could,
because for business owners and property owners, there are so many tools and resources available on our site that just people don't know. And so we'll have open houses. We do have quarterly open houses where we open it up to the public. Do you just want to come in and see how to use the website? What resources? How do you look up a property? How do you do a property search? What's Homestead? What's Save Our Homes? What is portability? If you're a new home buyer, what are the things you need to look for? We have those. You can call our community outreach specialist, Corey Rubel, and she'll put you on the schedule for the next open house, and we bring 100%. You into the office. So it's keeping that going, keeping that momentum going.
It's truly an open door policy, and I always stress I want government to be transparent. And Jenny, you're an example of this. So
Thank you.
Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
It's really neat to see and watch. And when you did take over the helm of the ship, and the esteemed Laurel Kelly did a wonderful job as well. So you already had big shoes to fill, but you are.
I sure did. I sure did. But you know what? It was a great foundation. And like I said, I'm just going off of that. 100 miles per hour, but I'm just making it better. So
you can feel the excitement. You really can, folks, and you probably can feel it over the airwaves as well as you hear Jenny talk. And she's definitely passionate about what she does and her position, and making sure that she's available to who you work for, and that's the people.
That's right.
So, Jenny, here's a question. How do you appraise a house? So is it always based just on the last sales price?
So if it's a normal house, not new construction, but basically each house that's in a neighborhood, they're with comparable properties. That's what makes a neighborhood. So starting on January 1st, because it's date of assessment, so we have to look at all of last year's sales. So when we're setting values for 2022, we're reviewing the 2021 market.
Oh, I'll be darned.
So wherever you live in that neighborhood, we review all the sales. Okay. So what's the age grouping? And most of the times we group you with similar homes. So you probably wouldn't be in the same group from brand new construction homes. So they're all like properties. And basically we're looking at where they fall and where's the ratio from our values. I can tell you right now, everyone can pick up a newspaper and see what the market's doing. This year, some neighborhoods with the sales that are crazy. Sight unseen, bidding wars. it's.
I was gonna say,
they
you
can
must
almost
have been
throw
very
out a
busy.
price. Yeah, I mean it's huge. Sales are outrageous, but basically you're valued based on what the sales are happening in your neighborhood and where we need to fluctuate that whether it needs to be a 10% increase. But we're always going to value your market value will always be based on the sales in your neighborhood
From the year before.
From the year before.
That's interesting. And you're right. It's been crazy in my neighborhood. They're being purchased sight unseen.
Yeah,
I mean,
and for prices that are just
yes.
unheard of.
Yep.
Unheard of.
So
yeah.
it's going to be a really big job, I think, for your office
Well, and that's
here.
the importance of also the homestead exemption. I know I talked to several people Monday night who were toggling between where they live up north and they have a home here, but they just haven't had homestead. And I was really going into the 4 benefits, which is the tax savings. It's the fact that you are now eligible for all the other exemptions, because you can't have all the other exemptions unless you have homestead.
Right.
Then you have the Save Our Homes, which you're limited from increasing more than 3%. So that's a huge benefit. And then you can port it. So if you want to move, you can take that savings that you've accrued with you to another property
amazing.
anywhere in Florida. So, I mean, it's all of that. And
there are a lot of exemptions then. And
there's 41 different types of exemptions
41.
that you could qualify for. Yeah. So,
Wow.
Yep. And all of them are residency based. So
Okay.
if you don't have homestead, then you might not, if we have disability exemptions and things like that, but you have to have homestead first.
what are the top 5 exemptions? Like
The homestead
most
exemption is
popular?
number 1.
Okay.
Limited income seniors, that's for anyone who has homestead if you're 65 years or older and you have a limited household adjusted gross income, which I believe it's on our website. It's just over 32,000.
Okay.
So if your income doesn't exceed that and you're 65 years and you have homestead, it's an additional $25,000 exemption. And there's a lot of seniors that may not even, there were
Right.
many that I spoke to Monday night.
Had no idea.
Had no idea. So we have a project going on where we actually have census data that we've mapped out, and we're comparing the census income data to find anyone in our database that's over 65 that may
Wow.
not be aware of it. We're going to send a letter. So that's an initiative that I'm trying to find people that may not know about the seniors exemption. So that's a project we're
Awesome.
working on.
Awesome.
But I would say that the disabilities.
Okay.
Obviously, we have blind and total and permanent based on a percentage. And so I would say the disabilities, veterans, disabled veterans, we have a host of exemptions for that. And of course, the widows and widowers, we have a small exemption for that. So
Yeah.
those are the most popular ones, but
Right.
they're out there. They're all available on the site. You can read them and how you qualify. So again, it's just getting on the site and our Learn More section we have for exemptions.
And here's something I learned here recently is when the exemption takes into effect. So you move into your home in January of this year. When can you get that exemption?
Okay, so this was the new flyer we just launched. If you go to our homepage under printable handouts, it's called New Home Buyer. And I'll tell you what, the reason I did that, I wanted to put that chart together. When we have our appeal period, and we call that our appeal period because for 25 days in August, everyone got their trim notice. That's our busiest time because we explain. But what happens is this chart that we put out there is that exact example. Somebody purchased their home in February of 2021, okay? That is a timeline that shows you as the buyer in 2021 in February, you're not even going to see what your taxes are going to be for a year and a half.
Okay.
And that's not until August of 2022.
There you go.
When you get your trim notice. Because see, what happens a lot is you buy in February.
Right.
If you don't qualify for homestead unless you own it on or before January 1. January 1 is that magical date.
January 1.
So if
Gotta
you
be
don't
the
buy
date.
it till after January 1, you don't even qualify till the next year. So what happens is that August they get a trim notice and they think, "Oh, I can handle these taxes," not knowing that's the seller's stuff because
Yeah,
they
from the
qualified
year-
on January 1. So they get that
From the year before,
Then
yes.
December, November they get the bill, they pay it. Then the following year, March 1st is when they have to file for homestead. So they come in and file for homestead. Then that August, a year and a half later, they get a trim notice. Now they see theirs. Well, sometimes what happens is if you purchased from somebody who had homestead for 20 years
Right,
and they've had that
right.
Save Our Homes gap, that came off. And so now some scenarios, their taxes tripled.
They had
And
no
they are
idea.
upset. They have no idea. And so we have to explain that to them that's why we really, really stress the property tax estimator. If you or anyone you know are looking to buy a home, it's right on our homepage. It says property tax estimator. click it. You can even put in your current where you're moving from.
Okay.
Put in your market and assessed. It will even calculate your portability and how much your taxes are going to be. That's what you go from. It'll give you a range. You know, don't ever look at Zillow taxes. Don't look at the current taxes because, but it's that education.
It's a complicated process that you're breaking down to try to make accessible to everybody.
It's all constitutional amendments. It's statutes. It's how to interpret that. And they're all date driven. And so,
Jenny Fields, Martin County Property Appraiser, we just zipped right through this half hour, but I certainly appreciate you coming in. And folks, if you want to talk to Jenny or somebody in her staff to come out and give a presentation, give them a call.
Yes.
Give them a call.
Please do.
They're happy to do that. And we were just, talking about the exemptions. We only talked about 5 of them.
Oh, yeah.
You said there's 41 out
Absolutely.
there. So that's a great topic in itself for people. And, and you're all about saving people money if they
Absolutely. Our
qualify.
goal is to get you every benefit that you're entitled to. And we just want to make sure you know about them. So,
Jenny, thank you for stopping in.
Thank you for having me, Casey. I love being here.
I will again. It's always such a pleasure to have you and hear what you're doing. It's been exciting. So thank you,
you.
Jenny Fields, Martin County Property Appraiser.